It's loading.
It's loading. Okay.
Hello, baskets be awesome.
Baskets be awesome.
Heck yeah.
Mystery guest. Anyway. All right. Is it up? Is it up? It says it's up, right?
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, we're live.
Okay. We're live now. So without any further ado, we'll just go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus, Two Shots Dominguez, and joining me tonight, it's Chris, Statsman Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Chris Paul's 1-0 in the finals.
Nice.
And I'm reloading player. There we go.
That is a Adam Bruns level stat. But laying down the lines, it is the lawn boss, Joey McCroskey. Get that, Joe.
I'm a mower, not a shower.
Oh, well done, my man. And making us sound super delicious. It's delicious as Dove chocolate. It's super producer Adam, the professional Bruns. How are the levels tonight, Adam?
Sounds good.
I'm just gonna mix my drink in the mic so you have something to do later. Terribly sorry. And we have a special guest tonight, man. Patrick O'Connor, super fan, one of the Bobs. That's what we're calling our fans now, by the way.
Okay.
We're just calling that. So thank you for joining us tonight. You've emailed in at least a couple times, I believe, and given us some questions. Good stuff. So quickly give us a rundown. Who you cheer for, favorite player, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I'm a big fan of the podcast. So thanks for having me on, guys. So I grew up in the Chicago area. So grew up, a big Bulls fan, big D Rose fan. That's why I decided to rock this. Got a D Rose jersey on, a Timberwolves jersey. So I thought that would be, perfect for this podcast.
Deep cut jersey.
Yeah, exactly. I have a couple fun facts about me actually related to this finals. The first is that I went to high school with Abdul Nader, who plays for the Suns. He was 1 year younger than me. And then the second is that my wife is very distantly related to Frank Kaminsky, who's also on the Suns.
We got an insider, Suns insider on the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
We should have sent him on location last week.
Yes. Would probably have been less crickets or planes flying over. Cicadas. All right. Well, with that, any further ado here, we're just going to go ahead and get into, finals are here, guys. I'm pumped. Are you guys pumped? This is great. I'm finally talking about the finals. We got our, I guess, dream matchup of the teams that were left for sure. I know there was some, obviously some injuries this year, but Suns, Bucks, I kind of thought it lived up to the hype. Giannis came back. He had the hyperextension, but played in game one, looked great. Joey, we'll start with you, man. Game one reactions, thoughts. What do you think, man?
I think I'm buying in more and more to your belief, Titus, that Budenholzer is going to be gone unless they win this series. I know we were talking about it back and forth last night, and just the inability to adjust anything, and everything that the Suns were doing was exactly what they had been doing this entire playoffs, and exactly what everybody was talking about them doing. Right, Booker and Chris Paul, mid-range jumpers from the elbows. My sweet spot, as we all learned on Sunday night. But I just don't understand how they never made the change. Giannis was back. He obviously wasn't 100%. But the game he played seemed much more Giannis-like and seemed to make sense. But the rest of the team has to step up. Middleton did his thing. Holiday was a little lackluster. I think if the Bucks are going to have a chance in this, Holiday's going to have to at least score 28 plus a game. I don't think Giannis is going to be, getting to 38 like he's been averaging in the playoffs so far. So I'm guessing game two will have some little bit more adjustment to it on the defensive end. If not, it's going to be a real fast series.
Yeah, that definitely was an issue we were talking about in our group chat. Let's go, Patrick, to you. What do you think? What's your kind of reaction to game one? Kind of gut feeling, what you kind of saw going on, and what you thought?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Suns played amazing. Ayton had 22 and 19 on 80% field goal, which is just, for a young player, first game in the finals to put up those kind of numbers is just amazing. They played great overall. I think, I think you guys said this on a previous episode. They're just a really well-built team, with Booker and Chris Paul running the offense, and then Ayton down low. And then their wings are all shooters, all have length, all can defend. They're just a juggernaut. I was impressed. Giannis looked pretty good. He came out aggressive right away, so that was great to see. I honestly felt bad for Brooke Lopez out there. I mean, I felt like he was, the Suns were just relentlessly getting him on switches and just going at him. And he's moving his feet as best he can, keeping his hands up, but he's just clearly not quick enough to keep up with these guards out there. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see if the Bucks can adapt, because it seems like right now that they're overmatched, so they're going to have to make some changes.
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest issue that I saw too, was defensively what the Bucks are doing. It was not the right plan at all. Chris, maybe you want to speak a little more to that, or do you have any other thoughts too on the game in general?
I mean, my thoughts on this game was just the overall frustration. I think going to Joey's point on Coach Bud, like honestly, Bud might get fired after this series if he
After game
coaches
3?
like he did game 1. That was, or maybe after game 3. Sure,
Mid-series.
he was off the bench. Make some adjustments, my Bud. Like that was awful. Another source of frustration was in the betting field. I was in Illinois for the last week, where I was legally allowed to make sports bets, and Chris Paul to win MVP was plus 140, and then the Bucks to win the series was plus like 180. So you could have 2 positives, because if the Suns are going to win this, Paul's going to be MVP.
Yeah,
Ayton can have an amazing series. We'll link it to Paul, because Chris Paul, I mean, Ayton's doing well. Ayton's doing a lot of good things, but Chris Paul handling the ball, feeding them the way he does, is the reason why Ayton's able to play so well. And even if Booker really goes up, obviously we saw in the regular season, it's all because of Chris Paul. So yeah, that's what's going on. But like, it wasn't even like that crazy of a game. Like, it was just one of those things where it was either Booker or Paul getting Bobby, my poor man Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby was getting
was
roasted.
Awful. And Brooke.
Yeah.
Like, those guys should be playing like maybe 20 minutes combined next game, unless they do like some defensive adjustments that do anything kind of just defensive adjustments. So yeah, I don't know. It was just frustrating for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think you know what? I hear what you guys are saying, but I'm for some reason, and I don't know if maybe I've been watching Bucks a little bit more than I have the Suns for, in this playoff run. I'm not really worried yet. And I don't know why. So all that stuff you guys are saying about the switching, it was terrible. It was a bad plan, but that's what Bud was going to do. Ray was talking about, like, he's going to go back to that drop coverage. He's going to play the switching game. It's not going to work, but like, I don't know why he did it, but that's something that they can go ahead and adjust. In my opinion, they can stick Tucker and Drew Holiday on those 2 guys, and like, hey, you don't come off. You cannot allow the switching. The thing that was, I think, maybe the most frustrating thing for me, but I think the easiest fix, is they weren't really forced into those switches. They were just giving them out. You know what I mean? Like, Chris Paul was, calling for the pick. Brooke would come over. It wasn't even really setting a real full screen. He was just kind of just making that switch. And I think that's something they can adjust. Another thing I saw, I mean, Bucks missed a lot of easy shots, especially early. And I think, in a game, or as they kind of warm up, and especially with Giannis kind of coming back and getting a little more warmed up, I think they're going to make some of those shots, and especially in Milwaukee, some of those shots are going to fall. And I think we're, we're still in for a long series. And, in a second here, I'll kind of get what your guys' thoughts on that. But, and the other thing that I think was huge, I know we talked about it in our group chat, was the free throw disparity. It was big. I mean, I know that they made 16 more free throws or something like that.
Yeah, the free throw count ended. Bucks went 9 of 16. The Suns went 25 of 26.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, maybe a little bit of home cooking with the calls. Obviously, the Suns were on fire from the free throw line. They only missed the 1 free throw at the very end of the game, and the Bucks aren't always the greatest, especially with Giannis and the free throw line. But that's something I can see kind of changing around. If the Bucks can play defense, without fouling a little bit better, and if they can kind of, or if the Bucks just don't, or the Suns aren't just red hot from the line, that game's a little bit different. They make some shots. The game's a little bit different. And I'm curious if the Bucks can come out and steal game 2. I don't think they will. I think it's still going to be the Suns going to go up 2-0 into Milwaukee, but I think we're coming back to Phoenix 2-2.
Wait, so you don't think they're going to win game 2, but you still feel like the Bucks have a chance in this series?
I think we're coming back to Phoenix 2-2, regardless of what happens, whether Bucks win game 2 or Bucks win 3 and 4. I think we're still coming back 2-2. It's a long series, and I saw the Suns are, to me, I think the Suns are going to win this series. if they continue to play the way they do, I don't know if the Bucks are going to have an answer for Book and CP3, but I know that there's some things they can try. There's some things they can do. And if they make shots, if the free throw disparities a little bit less, I think the Bucks are going to be right in this game. I think they were in it. I mean, they were down 20 and they cut it to 7 with, what was it, like six minutes left.
Mhm.
And then, CP3 went crazy. And the other thing that they were doing is they were letting them get to the spots, man. Like Booker and CP3 were walking to their spot. It wasn't, they were not pressured at all on the, at the 3-point line and stuff like that. So I think, it's up to Bud to make these adjustments, but if he can make these adjustments, I really do still like what the Bucks can do.
Honestly, the spread for game 2 is still -5.5. I like the Bucks plus 5.5. Middleton had 26 shots in this game. He had 0 free throw attempts.
Yeah,
I think that might be a record. I don't know if there's a record on that of who's made the most field. Maybe Carmelo Anthony probably holds whatever record that is, like 35 with 0 free throw attempts, but that shouldn't happen. And like Booker was getting after it, but 10 for 10. It was. I mean, the Suns had 6 guys shoot free throws last night, and the Milwaukee only had 3. Only 3 guys got to the line.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a weird anomaly to see. So,
and that was so I was trying to find like some stats that kind of point out like what's going on in the series, but I couldn't find anything that was super consistent. But one thing I did find is on Basketball Reference they have this thing called the 4 factors or something, and it's 4 different stats that they highlight, and they seem to be fairly important. If you win these 4 stats, you tend to win the games, as I was looking through the playoffs. But the one was free throws to field goal percentage, like basically that rate at which you're shooting free throws per field goals.
Mhm.
And it was, I think the Bucks were at like a 0.100 last night, and Phoenix was at 0.246. So they were way above them. They were shooting way more free throws compared to how many field goals they were actually taking. So it's interesting.
I feel like that's one of the reasons why I think Middleton is such an inconsistent scorer. He's not great at getting easy buckets. Most of his shots are difficult. He's good at making difficult shots. He makes contested jumpers, but if his shot's not falling, he's not great at getting to the rim. He's not great at drawing contact. So I think that is something that is, a bit of a weakness. And also to your point about, thinking the Bucks still have a chance in it, I do agree with that. And I think, one thing to consider is that really only Middleton had an above average game. He's really the only Bucks player who played particularly well. So, Giannis definitely could play better. Holiday could play better. The whole rest of the team could play better. So I think it's not like the Bucks, came out and played their best possible game and still lost. They have a lot of room for improvement.
Definitely. Joey, what do you think on that kind of, is there Bucks still kind of got some shots or what?
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Even though they went down big in that game, the way that they came back and the runs that they went on kind of shows that when they're clicking on the offensive end, they can put up points in a hurry. When Middleton gets hot, the third quarter seems to be his time. They can put up a lot of points in a big hurry. And I don't know if the Suns have a lot of ability to stop that when they get on that run. It seems like you said, right early in the game, they were missing a lot of shots and the free throw disparity, obviously. So I do think they're gonna win game 2. I think they'll split the pair then back in Milwaukee. Either way, it's going to be, I think it's a 7-game series. I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth. I don't think we're going to see a heck lot of defense. And it's going to get to a shootout at some point.
You could honestly, what's weird is that you could talk me. I think it's gonna be a 7-game series. Okay. That's what I believe. I believe it's going 7, but like if the Suns win in 5, I would not be surprised at all. And that's what's weird about it. Because the Suns can just outplay these guys, 4 games but still be close. And the Bucks could still have moments in games, but just get beat. Especially if Giannis, isn't 100%. And we'll see. I mean, he looked really good and he looked sharp in game 1. But we'll see kind of how that knee does, and if he's still going to be really aggressive. I think he could have been a little bit more aggressive at times in the game, but it wasn't a ton.
He had that LeBron block.
He did. That looked good.
Can it just be a block?
No.
So some other thoughts I had.
Thanks, Chris.
I got Ty's just like, no. It just
No.
Moving on.
Wait, I think I missed it. What did Joey say?
I said Chris said, "How about that LeBron block?" And I said, "Can it just be a block?" And Chris said,
It's just-
"No."
No. It was everyone was talking about it as a LeBron block.
Yeah,
The only
it's-
thing that
it
a lot of
was.
people like, dude, back
It's just a
down.
block.
Like LeBron's was game 7, like a game 7 winning play.
Yeah.
Giannis had a nice block. He was down 15 at the time, but like cool.
Right. Yeah.
But some other thoughts I had. All right, just some general thoughts. Especially with Sarge kind of going out. I don't know if we've heard anything about what's going on with him, but
He's torn ACL. He's done.
Yeah,
oh,
he's done. He's out.
okay. Ooh. All right. Yeah. So then this is a little bit bigger issue than I think that it what we thought at the end of game 1. But to me, if you can get Ayton in foul trouble, and I know that he's been really good, this entire playoff series without getting in foul trouble, but I felt like Brooke and Giannis had some options in the post, and they were getting to the basket. They were missing some shots. Giannis made some. He kind of pushed Ayton out of the way. That was one of the big plays that they were talking about. But I think if they can kind of get him into some foul trouble and get Frank Kaminsky in the game for periods, that would be great for the Bucks. But that's something I don't know if they can do it, but that's something that I think the Bucks can do. That's an option. But I think another problem is going to be the Suns' depth, man. Like Cam Johnson, who's the other Cam?
Payne.
Payne.
Payne?
I can never remember both their names at the same time. But
Yeah,
those two
Cam
guys are
Payne.
legit, dude. And they're going to be problems. And that's where I don't know if the Bucks have that guy. Like, can Forbes be that guy? Can Connington be that guy? I don't know.
Bobby.
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 To me, Bobby or Lopez has to play great. One of those two guys has to play great. They can switch back and forth between games and games, but one of those guys has to be a problem for the Bucks.
We need a Bobby Portis game.
We need a Bobby Portis game. And
Pat Connaughton, and also Pat Connaughton playing 28 minutes. I'm not the biggest Pat Connaughton guy.
We've noticed.
It seems like too many minutes.
feels
I
like
miss
too
Dante
many-
DiVincenzo.
I think the
shoot.
Bucks.
I
miss
think
Dante
the-
DiVincenzo.
yeah.
I think, yeah, he's actually kind of a bigger loss than we probably let on early on.
Yeah, well, now their guard depth is just really lacking. Yeah, and depth in general. That was a big disparity. Like you said, Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, Bridges, Crowder.
Yeah.
Those are all really good players compared to
Jeff Teague.
Connaughton, Forbes, Teague.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks don't have much coming off the bench.
I mean, you need one of those guys to get hot, and
Yeah.
who can it be? The Bucks have not been shooting the three as well as they've shot it in the regular season, so that's another issue. But who knows?
Here's
I
an
think
interesting stat. I'm just looking at the box score from last
Pull it
night on Crowder. So he had 1 point, went 0 of 8 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3-point line, had made 1 free throw. He was a plus 19, the highest plus minus on the Suns.
That's a stat. Look at that. That's just all defense, all love.
I was just about to say, because you brought up the play where Giannis completely bullied Ayton out of the paint and just lowered the boom on him, and then he tried to do it to Crowder, and Crowder didn't budge at all.
Yeah.
And they got to find a way to. I think you're right. I think if Giannis can make Ayton, I mean, Ayton is a big boy, but he's soft. I'm gonna say that, and he's softer compared to Crowder. Crowder's like a bruiser, so I think they could easily find a way to get Ayton in some foul trouble.
You know why that is? It's funny when you look at that. Like, you always see these players that are bruisers, like Thaddeus Young, Jay Crowder. Crowder's 31 years old, and Ayton is 22. Imagine they're 9 years difference. Like, we never think about that, but that's totally a big part of it. I feel like
Yeah.
why Ayton's
Yeah.
not as physical as Crowder.
But I mean, 8 looks good, man. And I think we're kind of maybe dipping into our topic of X factors, which maybe we can kind of talk about. But to me, I think Ayton needs to be their second best player. I think it's got to be either Booker or CP3 be the number one guy. Ayton's got to be 2. He's got to have the game he had, last night where he's 19. What was it, 19 and 19 or 20 and 19?
He was
22 and
22-19.
22 and 19.
8
And
of 10, man.
that was they stole his big beef rebound. CP3. did.
CP3 did.
And they were talking. So if he would have got that, they said the only other 2020 finals games was Shaq and Duncan. That's a list
Of all
man.
time. That's crazy.
Or
Not
I
even just a
forget- Yeah,
debut.
I can't remember if it wasn't a debut. It was in the last maybe 15 years or something. There was some caveat to it, but still,
Jeez.
that's a legit list of guys. That go out and do that. So, I think he looks really good, and maybe let's move into some finals MVP talk. I know Chris was saying this is
it's Chris
CP3 is to
Paul.
lose, right?
Do we need to talk about the Suns? I'm sorry.
Let's talk about this. Let's have some debate, man.
Sure.
But
Does anybody else think it's not going to be Chris Paul? Please speak now
Yes.
or forever.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be Chris Paul.
I don't think it's gonna be Chris Paul.
I think it'll be Chris Paul.
Wow, we're 2 of 4.
Oh, we're split.
Adam,
Adam,
you think it's gonna be Chris Paul?
Adam, who you got?
Yeah, he thinks it's gonna be Chris Paul. That's right.
Chris Paul.
All right.
Who's that guy? I've heard of him. Oh, the guy from State Farm. He's good.
Yeah.
oh, Jake.
He's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Cliff.
I think that all members have a equal chance of defeating somebody else.
So you actually like the field?
He likes the field. Ooh, we
It's
do
been
this?
20 episodes. You
Should
picked
we-
up nothing.
Should we
Chris
do a
Paul.
field? Should we do a little Chris Paul against the field bet? Double or nothing on the
I don't
jerseys?
know if I can lose another jersey.
Double or nothing on the jerseys.
I need to pick the jersey this time.
I need to actually get the jersey.
As long, if it's a Devin Booker jersey, I will happily take that bet.
No. But
right.
no,
No,
it's not. Let's
so,
not
okay.
no. Anyways,
If the Suns win the finals, and they're in the driver's seat right now, is there any chance that it's a Booker or Ayton getting the
who has a better
finals?
chance between those two, Booker or Ayton? Over
I think
Paul?
Ayton for some reason. I think Ayton. What do you think, Patrick?
I'm going with Booker. I could see if he had he could get 2 huge games to close out the series, a 40 and a 35, and maybe take it that way. I think Ayton's going to play consistent, lots of rebounds, great shooting, but I don't know if he's going to have a huge game that would be enough to take it away from Chris Paul. Because I think Chris Paul, he'll have probably good numbers, and he has the narrative, which I think is a big part of it.
He definitely has a narrative. I think maybe that's my argument for Ayton. I think Chris Paul probably has 2 or 3 really good games. Booker has 2 or 3 really good games, but then Ayton's solid the whole way through. And then maybe guys are they talk themselves into hey, the actual MVP was Ayton. But that's my only kind of thought on it. Yeah, Joey, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think Ayton has the better choice for exactly what you said. I also think the consistency for the entire playoffs. I know it's just the finals MVP, but I feel like there's probably some consideration had for the consistency that he's carried the entire time. This has pretty much been his stat line almost this entire playoffs.
Yeah.
And was it Iguodala who was finals MVP that one year?
Yeah.
So it could be sort of a
2014.
situation like that. Yeah, where he's kind of the unsung hero.
So I don't think anyone's going to disrespect Chris Paul like they did Curry that year.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I feel
It's a
like
good point. Yeah, you're not going to cross. Yeah,
the narrative is
The
100%
feel-good
on
story.
CP3's
Yeah.
side. And he's
16 years.
16
He's 1-0 in the finals.
Great stat.
But man.
Now,
And,
all right.
fun fact with
Go
Ayton,
ahead.
he hasn't scored more than 24 points. I think in these whole playoffs. This guy, he shot over 50% every single game.
The
Wow.
dude is balling, man.
Pretty sure. Yeah, that's
He's balling.
He's balling. So let's go to Milwaukee side. If Milwaukee can come back and get this thing done, who would you think? I mean, maybe based on game 1, or maybe
okay. So
Middleton.
here's the hot take. I think it's gonna be Middleton
Yeah.
if the Bucks win.
I think so too. I think if the Bucks win, I think it has to be Middleton.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I thought
I
this
think
would be.
I
wow,
think the
all right,
only
yeah.
reason the Bucks win the series is because of Middleton. So
Yeah.
This is
if-
great. If the hell, Patrick, you feel what's your thing on this? This is crazy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Chris thought hot take.
What
Yeah,
the
because
hell?
the only way they win is if Middleton plays great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You assume Giannis will play well, but Middleton's gonna have to really step it up.
We're all watching these games too, Chris.
This is so sad though. Like Giannis, he's a top 3 player in the league, and we're all like, "Oh, Chris Middleton."
But
is
I
gonna
think
be the savior of this
Ooh.
franchise.
No, not the save, but I think the finals MVP, the most valuable player in the finals for the Bucks to win, I think it's got to really go through Middleton. He's got to really step up. I think Giannis still got to play great. He's still got to be a beast on defense, and he's still got to, show up offensively. I mean, if Giannis starts putting up 30s again, yeah, he's going to take home the MVP. But I think Middleton's going to be really consistent. I think he's going to be their closer if they do start winning these games. And I think that's going to say a lot. And I think he's going to have those moments in the finals that maybe Giannis won't have.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Because I think if the Bucks are gonna win, it's gonna be close. And I think Middleton's, their go-to scorer, and fourth quarters of close games. That's not really where Giannis tends to shine. So yeah, I can see Middleton having more, potentially hitting a game winner, having some big fourth quarters.
Unless they start steamrolling these guys, and it's like Giannis putting up 35 and 15 or something. But
But as we've known, they're prone to let those leads slip away, and Giannis's 30s usually come in like the first 30 minutes of a game, and then they give up, and then they let him back in, and then who's the closer? Giannis starts to take like 2 3-pointers, and they stop going to him, and then Middleton has to close it out. So
yeah, he needs to not do that.
he needs to not do that.
Drew Holiday.
No.
No, he can't. I mean, what if he defensively he's on Booker or CP3, and
No.
then he has a great offensive? No, nothing.
No, give him like
Possible.
give him the hustle
Well,
player,
thank you.
player of the series. But I say no.
Hustle player. All right. Some other topic that I think was kicking around was defensively. Drew Holiday on CP3 or Booker. I actually kind of like the PJ Tucker on Booker on CP3 matchup. What did you guys think? I thought I was surprised they put the slower guy on him, but that's what I think Chris Paul plays a little slower.
I thought I haven't rewatched the game, but I just from when I was watching it, Chris Paul looked like he was having his way. I thought he got to his spot still with even PJ Tucker on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's the podcast I heard. They were kind of saying they need to get Tucker off him, and they got to put Drew Holiday on him. But I have in my notes. I like the PJ Tucker matchup. So
That's so much easier
watching.
said. But when you watch that game, Chris Paul just does a switch, doesn't work, goes over the string, just do the switch again. You have 24 seconds. Just keep doing the switch until you get you have 3 seconds left. You can do something with it.
That's the problem too.
They just need to can you do like a zone man thing? I haven't coached
Boxing
basketball
one,
since,
yeah.
Maybe not boxing. Yeah, maybe a boxing one.
Well, the thing I noticed, and maybe it was a little bit late. You got to have Giannis in that pick and roll action. So it's got to be Giannis and Holiday, so that if the switch happens, and it's got to be more of like Giannis showing and helping, and then Holiday recovering. In my opinion.
So then you put Giannis on Ayton because he's usually the most. Yeah.
Or you have him go you have to maybe you try to work out with the switches, especially the double switch. Like that's Chris is right. That's gonna be the problem because you start matching up differently so that the switch is a little better for you. They're just gonna send 2 switches. But I think you have to somehow get Giannis into that action.
You know who's one guard that can't guard Chris Paul? Pat Connaughton and Jeff Teague. But my God,
Connaughton.
It's awful. Like Drew Holiday is kind of the only guard. He's kind of on an island.
Yeah, or Forbes, he was searching him out too.
Yeah,
he was. That was. I mean, but so I don't know. I kind of feel like they were dropping back on him a little bit for some. I don't know why, but I feel like he was walking up to that spot, and then then he was still kind of cooking them and getting the shot off. That was definitely all Chris Paul. I feel like I don't know. I don't think they were ready exactly for what he was going to do, which seems weird because it's the finals.
And I wonder if they should try trapping.
Yeah, and get it out of his hands.
Right, force someone else to make a play. If Bridges knocks down a bunch of threes, maybe you live with that instead of Chris Paul, open mid range.
Yeah. Have Michael Bridges beat you.
Right.
What was the other series we kept talking about that? Oh, Luka. Don't let Luka beat you. Just let anybody else beat
anybody
you.
but Luka. But the problem with the Suns is they got if it's not CP3, it's going to be Booker. Good luck with both of those guys.
I mean, Booker had 27 last night. But he went 8 of 21 from the field.
Yeah, he had a lot of free throws, but I mean,
yeah,
he just kept attacking the paint. That dude was pretty energetic. He was pumped.
I feel like Paul and Booker though had done this pretty much this whole playoffs. When they both played together, it's not often that one of them has a great game, the other one has a bad game. They seem to both kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which kind of means I don't know what you do.
Just leave Crowder. Leave Crowder alone.
Leave Crowder.
Yes.
Let him beat you.
There you go.
Yeah, let him beat you. I don't understand this. I don't know. Anyways,
you guys got any X factors? I think we've kind of maybe touched on a lot of them, but anything in particular you saw from game 1 that you're kind of thinking going into game 2?
I got a quick one.
Oh,
My X factor is Coach Bud making defensive adjustments. That honestly,
could you please do that?
Just please, for the love of God.
Yeah. Are we making sarcastic X factors?
That's
I mean, he's not wrong. The man's not wrong.
That's it.
That's not an X factor. That's just common
it's
sense.
like a factor.
That's
I don't understand. At halftime, all right, we're down by 10. Let's try being more aggressive in the second. Or like even when you knew the game was over, just try being aggressive. See what it looks like.
I mean, I think they did change it up a little bit. To me, and I think I said this in the chat. I think they let them get going, and I think that was the problem. Too early on, Chris Paul was getting to a spot, and he was more of a facilitator early. I know he wasn't making a ton of shots early, but I felt like they just let them kind of get warmed up. They let them get those shots, and then by the time the fourth quarter came, it didn't matter what they were doing. Those guys were just going to get there, and they were getting open. They were warmed up. That was kind of the way I saw it. Would you guys think anything like that, or have any other X factors, Joey or Patrick?
I've got a X factor and someone we've mentioned, but it's Pat Connaughton. I feel like people generally aren't really talking about him much, which I get because he's not particularly good or exciting. But I looked up his stats, and in the first round, he averaged 17 minutes, second round, 21 minutes, third round, 25 minutes, and then played 28 minutes in game one. So he's playing like half the game. So, it seems like Coach Bud has decided he's their best DiVincenzo replacement. And I was just kind of looking through the stats from game one. He's really the only player I see getting significant minutes who I don't know if he's good enough to be playing heavy minutes in the finals. But they just don't really have the depth to play anyone else besides him. So I think if he could play okay, knock down some shots, if he could find a way to not be a huge liability on defense, he's a decent rebounder. So if he could help out with rebounding, I think that'll be a key because they just don't have the depth. He's their best bench player, which isn't good, but they're going to need him to play decently well. And if he does, that could really help them out and can help them play small, which seems like what they might need to do. They'll need him to be able to do that.
That's actually a great one. I like that a lot because he's getting a lot more minutes than I think he should be getting. But
yeah,
two
fun facts on Pat Connaughton. I saw on Basketball Reference looking him up. Nickname on here is Vanilla Thunder.
Nice.
And he used to play for Portland. I didn't come up with the stat of how many ex-Portland guards are there, getting a lot of minutes on the teams. That, and we need to find out the Bulls thing in the finals with Bobby and Campaign. But yeah, man, I actually agree with Patrick on the Pat Connaughton X Factor take. If I had to name a player. Because like he said, if they're going to go small, he's got to step up. It's not going to be Brent Forbes. He's not big enough. You're going to need this Connaughton guy to do some things he hasn't done before.
I think just be decent, solid. What do you say, Patrick?
Yeah, because he looked pretty lost in game one. Like it felt like he wasn't ready for the moment. He hit a couple threes, but he looked hesitant to shoot. There's a couple of plays he drove down the lane and tried to get the defense to collapse and then dish it off to Giannis. And I think it was 2 straight turnovers. He just looked a little lost. He doesn't have to play great, which I don't think he can, but if he could, play within himself and make a few good plays, that could really help.
Definitely. Joey?
I've got two, one sarcastic and one serious. Yes. Sarcastic one is the Suns crowd and their counting abilities. So Giannis seemed to pick up the speed of his free throws as the game went on. So he was getting them off around 12 when the start of the game, and he got him in around 9 or 10 as the game went on. So
I noticed that. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
and he actually shot better when he was going faster. So maybe that is.
They were nowhere close to a 10 count.
Yeah. As in they were way too slow, or
no, they're way too fast.
Well,
they were at 12, and I had my stopwatch. I was at 8. I'm like, these guys.
For all you Phoenix fans listening, get better.
Yo, by the way, we have 3 people in the chat right now.
Nice.
Oh, sweet. If you're in the chat, man, comment and talk to us.
I already chatted that. Feel free to ask questions.
Sweet.
We do have one question. I don't know if we want to keep going on our X Factors.
Well, let's get Joey's X Factor.
Yeah.
Sorry, you did your sarcastic one. Yeah.
My serious one is the Bucks 3-point shooting. So on the season, they were near 40% 3-point shooters. That was almost a clear 2% above the league average. Last night, they were 32% from the arc. So if they can get that in check, I think that is going to be big for them. We talk a lot about Brook Lopez getting kind of put on skates last night, but he is a 3-point shooter. And they don't really have an answer to defend him on the 3-point line. So might be a little bit of an X factor there if they can figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, he was definitely my sort of X factor. I don't know. I think he's going to be a liability defensively, but I think they got to find a way to work him into the offense and keep him on the court, because when he plays good, the Bucks are good. So like that. What's our question in the chat?
We got a question from Baskets Be Awesome.
Yes.
If you had to pick an NBA player as your catfish profile, who would it be and why?
Ben Simmons. He's hot. Next.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Well, catfish profile.
If you had to pick
picture.
an NBA player as a catfish profile picture, what
All
would you
right,
do to
so-
catfish?
so-
if you wanted to
so
catfish
Titus-
somebody, if you want to be like, I want to
Okay.
pretend to be this person,
He picked Ben Simmons.
you pick Ben Simmons. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
I said
he's
he's
hot.
hot. He's a smoke show.
Ben's
Thanks, Baskets Be Awesome. This is
That's good.
top notch question. Chris, what about you? I'm still thinking.
if I had to pick one player,
Ooh, or
you gotta do somebody
so,
like-
it should be an obscure player that nobody would know. Because then you're like, I'm trying to.
Ben Simmons. Perfect.
I would probably do someone lesser well known.
Because I was thinking Devin Booker too, also good looking man, but he might be a little too well known now. So
I got an obscure one.
All right, let's hear it.
What's his name? Kelly Oubre Jr.
Yes,
Kelly
nice.
Oubre Jr.
Yeah.
hottest man in basketball.
That's what
Oubre.
I hear.
Wait, yeah, it's it. Yeah, nice. He was my Freaky Friday
You figured probably want to be his body.
a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
oh, right.
I don't know how to answer this. You guys pick one for me.
You would just have Zach Levine.
Now, maybe.
It's a good
Well, I'm trying to
one.
think who would Joey
Yeah.
be able to emulate?
Yeah.
Like Clay.
Ooh, we got some Clay vibes.
I'll
Got
take
some
Clay.
Clay vibes.
Give me some Clay Thompson. That'd be all right.
Just quiet back there hitting jumpers.
Quiet. He didn't he just challenge anybody?
I'd be
Now,
somebody
who
Who
like
can beat me shooting? I'll even shoot lefty.
I mean, he's a pretty good shooter.
All right, Clay.
I'd have to be somebody like Cody Zeller, someone that nobody really knows about. But I've been in the league for 9 years for some reason because I was a high pick and my team doesn't want to give up on me even after 9 seasons. So give me Cody Zeller as this guy.
I like it.
Basket
right.
says strategic move there. I'm not sure into who because there's a delay.
We're all strategic.
Maybe it's the do not roast me, but
Just top strategery.
Well, if you guys got any more questions, feel free to drop them into the Twitch.
feel free to ask questions in the chat.
We love chatting with the fans, with the Bobs.
Paulina. King, another. I don't even know if these are I don't know what this is, but there's people here.
Well,
Right.
that's good, man. We've been, hey, the loads have been solid, and then the views on Twitch are doing
The
decent.
downloads have been
The
I call
solid.
them
loads?
I call them the loads.
The downloads.
Come on, man. Don't be a square. Be cool.
Downloads.
I don't think that's a thing.
The loads.
Sorry, I spent a little extra time on my treadmill this morning. A little lightheaded.
All right, we're gonna. Hey, I worked out today too, man. I
A
want
little lightheaded from my exercising.
You know what? I
And it's tough when you gotta get back into it. No, yeah, we all
body
get
shamed
it.
Joey on the over the weekend. So
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
You did.
so we can talk about. We should have posted on our Instagram, but we didn't. We play
Our social media
Or
teams
or
lacking.
TikTok.
or TikTok. Oh yeah, that came out too. A lot of truths came out. So no, we play a little basketball tournament every year for a trophy, the McCroskey Trophy. Well, I'll post it up, especially maybe the video of me hitting a jumper, that sweet wet jumper.
Yeah.
I took it down. If anybody's curious,
Titus,
took what
back-to-back
down?
champions.
back to back
Oh,
champion.
nice. Congrats.
Thank you, Patrick.
Oh, you took. Oh, I see.
Took it down. I won. It was a good battle. Chris came in second with from a come behind victory. He started lighting him up, and Joey hit the most half court shots. So
I did. I hit 2 half-court shots. That's true.
fairly
wild.
impressive, I would say. So that was big. And next year, I'm looking forward to it again.
Yeah.
Actually, it was really fun playing basketball.
We're gonna live stream the whole thing next year.
I think we should.
I think we should. I'll leave my
Live
shirt
stream
on.
that. All right. I think we had one more question on the docket tonight. Since we got
Yeah, we're at time, but I feel like we have time just to.
we got
Yeah.
time to sure.
Let's do it,
I know.
Chris.
Let's do one last conversation, and then we can kind of get loose here for a little bit. So we got a big Bulls fan, Patrick, on. So the question we had was, can the Bulls do what the Suns did this year, going from out of the playoffs, making one strategic, addition to making the finals? What are you guys' thoughts, Patrick or Joe? You guys want to start? Because you guys are the resident Bulls fans.
Let Joey go for it if you got anything.
All right. I will say
No.
No.
Thank you.
I believe they will make the playoffs next year, the Bulls. Do I believe that they are title contenders from right now? No. So before we started, we were talking a little bit about the Devin Booker, Zach LaVine comparison.
Really?
I have the stats here if anybody's
Oh,
curious.
yes.
Do you guys want the per 36 or the per game?
Mm,
Per 36?
36.
Give me that 36.
36. All right. So points. Booker leads LaVine by just over 3 points per game, so 24.6 to 21.9. LaVine has a better 3-point percentage by 3 points. 2-point percentage, they're about equal there. Overall field goal percentage, LaVine Lee, they're about equal. So pretty much all things considered, they are almost identical players, which in turn means they need a very specific key piece to the puzzle that they do not have. And that is a point guard.
a veteran point guard and a
A
legit center too.
they've got a legit center. I'll give them Vooch.
Oh yeah, Vooch. Yeah, forgot about that. Okay.
Forget about Vooch. No, they just need a coherent point guard. So until they get that, they're not there.
Is anybody available? I think you mentioned Dinwiddie. Could they get that?
Yeah, I saw that on I don't know where, one of the Bull sites that I follow, or rumor sites, and
he's definitely
I forgot he's a
gone.
free agent, right? Like
There's a lot of point guards.
There's a because I know. I mean, obviously CP3 is a free agent too, but I don't think he's going either. He's not going anywhere. He's probably going to LA if he goes somewhere. But is Lowry up or is he just on the block?
He's up too.
he's up.
too?
Well,
Yep.
maybe we'll get into this more in the offseason chat as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That's a
Um,
guy I could see being interesting. Like if you tell me we get Lowry, now not that we're gonna do what
So-
the Suns did, but I could go like, all right,
Okay, hang on. I asked this question because I look at the Bulls team. Levine is Booker, right?
LaVine is Booker, pretty
Um,
much, yeah.
Aiton and Vucevic. I mean, Aiton's probably better. Vooch is veteran though. He's got the veteran presence. I don't know. I
No.
don't know if I like Vooch. He's on
I
my
know.
all you can have him team. But like Michael Bridges, if Patrick Williams takes a leap, the Olympic leap, right? Like
Olympic leap.
that so many other players do, maybe he could be that Michael Bridges type. That's a very key piece to this team. Campaign. Have we seen Kobe White off the bench? Are we all like Kobe White off the bench?
Yes.
Let's go. I see that. I see you
Yes,
rolling your
we
eyes.
do.
Cameron Johnson. We still have Thaddeus Young on this roster. He can still be that kind of piece. The only thing we're really missing here is that Chris Paul type, which is a very significant piece.
yeah, that's a big piece.
But there's a lot of guys available. Kyle Lowry comes to mind. Spencer Dinwiddie's okay. People have been talking about TJ McConnell.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
Joey's favorite guy, Jalen Brunson, which that's a loser signing.
Loser pick. Loser.
But
But if we got
okay,
somebody
being
like that, it'd be
realistic.
interesting.
last thing I want to, and I hate this. I hate even saying this because if the Bulls do it, I'm gonna be mad. But like, what if the Bulls traded for Russell Westbrook? He's looking for a ring. I don't know I don't know how Washington really feels about him. If they really are that high on him. If we got Russell Westbrook with Levine, Patrick Williams, our four would be Thaddeus at this point right now. I suppose you have to call him off the bench, and then Vucevic. That's a roster. That's
We
a
have some
team.
guys.
We
That's
got
a
some
roster.
guys.
That's a
Well,
roster.
Westbrook is like the opposite of Chris Paul, basically.
Oh man, I mean,
So him and Levine, I don't see
Oh,
working.
man, that would be
so
fireworks.
great.
Yeah. I want to hate it, but for some reason I feel like I can't, and I don't know why.
That's where I'm at. I would like.
I hear
in my
exactly
head,
what Patrick's saying. Like, I want to hate it. It sounds awful.
my
I don't
head
know,
is
though.
telling me like that's dumb. But, like my heart is like, you know what? Let's see what happens here.
Let's do
Let's
it.
get weird.
The only
Like,
thing
this is
I
better
think,
than the
Brett,
Rondo D Wade signings, at least. I
that's
feel.
true.
Yeah.
But this is Levine's contract year, and you gotta do something. And I don't know if Russell Westbrook is that something to make him be like, yes, I'm gonna re-sign in Chicago.
Yeah, because then in 2 years you just have Russell Westbrook and Vucevic.
That's
An aging
go-
Russell Westbrook is not going to be good.
No.
I mean, I hate it, to be honest, even though I'm the one that recommends
it?
it or proposed it. But I'm trying to think of like other, like Chris Paul's technically a free agent, but obviously there's no chance he would leave Phoenix.
What if he wins?
What do you mean? What if he wins?
If he wins, and he just says, "All right, I'm good. I got you guys the title. I'm going to go to LA and play with LeBron."
We can come to Chicago and play with Levine.
Sure.
Definitely
I did it
equals.
with Booker. Now I'm going to prove to you that Levine's even better.
Yes.
Give
That'd
him
be
a
great.
max. The
Let's
Bulls
do
got
it.
money for a max.
So hold on.
Do they?
A good
I don't-
question.
I don't
If
know
they
if
make
do or
some
not.
moves, if they do some sign and
Yeah, they'd
trade
have
stuff
to-
with Laurie and
Well, Laurie's gone regardless, so that's.
yeah, but that's money off the books.
Mhm.
I think yeah.
The
you'll
thing
get
is, if
Kyle
they
Lowry.
sign him, then Levine, Vooch, and Chris Paul are your three. Like something about saying Vooch is a part of your big three. I still don't like it.
But he's your third best player.
Ooh.
That's okay. See, I don't like
That's
him.
That's a good third best player.
Yeah, if he's your second best player, I think it's what happened this year. But if
I mean, he's a 20 and 10 machine.
How is he defensively? I haven't watched the Bulls much since they got him.
He's a liability.
Yeah.
Unbearable.
That's
I don't
what
know
was
if he's I don't know
thinking.
if he's unbearable, but he's not you're not
great.
counting on him. Yeah.
he's not the
These,
best.
Yeah.
these foreign guys with their defense.
All right. He does it.
Put some quacks in.
Put some quacks in.
That's a long quack I'd put in.
Yeah.
You'd be like, quack?
Quack. Oh, anything else you guys want to talk about today, man? I feel like I think we're about wrapping up here.
I think we're good.
Hit all our stuff.
Oh, who do we all say? We didn't make
Ooh,
predictions.
you know,
Did
let's
we
make- Oh, yeah.
say-
We didn't do our predictions. All right.
So just
Titus,
rapid
go
fire.
first.
Bucks and 7.
MVP pick.
Giannis.
All
I
right.
went
Bucks
again my own take from earlier in the podcast.
There you go.
That's I'm pretty good at that.
I'll go Bucks and 7
Ooh.
and Middleton as my MVP.
Nice. Chris?
This okay, yeah. I still want Bucks, so I'm gonna go Bucks and 7.
Wow. Okay, I thought it was gonna
Ooh.
be the dark horse.
So
No.
the thing is, I think the Suns are gonna win it, but I want the Bucks to win it,
Uh-huh.
and I
I'm
think
with
the
ya.
Bucks have a good enough of a chance that I can still pick them
Yes.
confidently. So I'm still going Bucks and 7.
Patrick?
Can I say
Oh.
Drew Holiday's my MVP? Because you guys went, I need to be different a little bit here. No,
There
but
you go.
really, Giannis MVP. Anyways,
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bucks as well, but I think my prediction is Suns in 6, Chris Paul MVP.
Good pick.
I did have one topic I just thought of.
Oh yeah.
And that is that I strongly dislike Chris Paul. And I'm curious if anyone else feels similarly or very different. Because a lot of people seem to be very happy and saying he deserves this and it's a feel-good story. But for me, I don't want to see him win.
Nice. I like
I'm on the same page. I've always hated him and the Clippers. I think he was the reason why they lost in LA because he can get along with Blake and DeAndre. The dude is just such a temperamental little. I just don't like him. You know,
me
and
neither.
he does all this ticky-tacky stuff like you saw it in last round against Boogie Cousins. He's doing anything, and people now call like he's doing anything it takes to win. But when any other guy does that, you never hear the same thing, and you shouldn't because it's so annoying to watch this kind of basketball being played.
Yeah,
He did
it's
it last
ugly.
night where he did like on a fast break against Giannis. He was driving up the lane. He could have just gone for the layup. Instead, he bodies his hip into Giannis, gets the end one, and that's a move he's done his entire career. And it's
Yeah.
just,
Oh yeah, that one.
just
that
annoying basketball.
backs into him.
This is a hot take I have about it, is that he's been the head of the NBA or the president of the NBA Players Association for several years. And I wonder if that's had a detrimental effect on the game. If you look at the way he approaches the game and the flopping and just the manipulation of the rules, it's sad to me that he's like the representative of NBA players. So I don't think that's not what the game is about.
I thought
There's
you were-
been talks with him how what he did to help with the Players Association has really just helped the top players like him and
Yeah.
LeBron to get these supermax contracts that 5 guys get, right, instead of helping out everybody else in the league. So again, yeah, Patrick, you're a great guest. I agree with everything here. Titus, Joey, what
Thanks.
else do you guys got?
Just on that, I think I would have been in the camp of I had no opinion on CP3 until this kind of season, and if he wins it, like I'm gonna be like, hey, congrats, man. But I don't think I'm gonna really care all that much. But I kind of like what you're saying because I don't like Trae Young for the same reasons that you don't like CP3. He's just like this shifty little annoying point guard. And I don't know why, for some reason, Chris Paul just doesn't bother me as much as Trae Young does, even though they do the same garbage. But I don't know.
Oh, last thing, comment in the chat. King J 311, which I'm pretty sure is a previous guest of ours on the
Hey,
pod.
what's up, man?
Suns in 6, CP3 MVP is his prediction.
Ooh,
So
Love it.
Hmm.
If that's you, Anthony, what's up, man? We'll have you back on soon. We'll have to have him on during the finals too.
we gotta, promote his stuff.
Row stuff. Get those changed. Joey, thoughts on CP3?
I think I'm kind of like what you said. I didn't realize like that he was bothersome until you really like watched him.
Yeah.
The only thing I say is like I kind of maybe want him to win just so we can stop hearing about him not winning. Just like let it be over with and be done with. Just get it done with. It's fine. I don't hate him as much as I hate some other players, so I'm not super impartial to it. But yeah, the ticky
You should
tacky
do like
stuff.
top
is kinda-
5 players Joey hates the most.
Kobe White.
Kobe White.
Kobe White.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Oh my god. How do you not like LeBron? That drives me
Right,
nuts.
he's a bum.
I
Who
also
else
don't
is-
like LeBron. Just
Yes.
Oh, man.
You guys stop with your LeBron hate.
Yes.
I love you, LeBron. Come on the show.
You know my reasons why. I don't need to explain them again.
Yeah, I know he's got stuff. I still got to do my deep dive on why he's the greatest player of all time, but that's for
Okay.
our summer
Off
show.
season.
Ooh,
off-season
maybe
time.
we do Space Jam.
Oh,
Number 3 is probably Jokic.
Oh yeah,
Really?
they actually.
I'm not a
yeah.
Jokic fan. You guys
He's not a
know
Jokic
that.
guy.
I don't
I didn't know it
don't
was
know.
that bad.
I love it.
Joey's not a fan of the dad bod, so
No, he's
Damn. Shots fired.
you know what, man?
Wow.
It's fine.
No, it's cool.
We're just
It's cool, man. Whatever.
roasting ourselves. The podcast
Never
almost
did.
broke apart.
Never
On
did.
4th of July, just in case everybody wants to know.
It's still teetering.
It's still teetering. Joey might start his own podcast called The Box Out Boy.
Oh, here, wait. Oh, Anthony just asked a question. Way to come in at the final minute, Anthony, but appreciate it. Is CP3 a top 5 point guard if he wins a championship?
He's a
Of all
top 5.
time?
He's a top 5
All
point
time.
guard regardless. Regardless, if he loses this one, to me, he's a top 5 point guard. all
So
the
can
time.
we? I don't know if I can do this top of my head. I wish
Magic,
I prepped for
Stockton.
this.
You can do it.
Stockton. Okay, hang on. No, like
Stockton's got to be on.
Magic,
Top 5.
Isaiah. Oh, I just want to
Magic Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Magic, Isaiah, Curry.
Ooh, we
uh,
count if Curry's a point guard.
Parker.
No,
No, he's not that high.
Nash.
Nash.
I think CP3 is above Nash.
oh yeah, I would have CP3 above that, Nash.
Was Nash 2-time MVP, right?
He is 2-time MVP.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he also played for the Suns and didn't win a championship,
number
right?
one.
It's fair.
Ooh,
Kid.
Kid. Oh, Kid.
Kid.
So who do we got? We have Magic,
Magic 1. Isaiah 2.
Isaiah 2, Steph, Kid.
I think Stockton 3. I feel like we're
Sto-
underrating Stockton here.
You
Stockton.
are underrating Stockton.
I mean, Oscar Robertson. I
He's
just
not- is
pulled
he
up
a
a
point?
list. He's a point guard. Yeah.
He's a point guard. Oh my god.
Game was
Actually,
different
he
then.
might not be a top 5 point guard.
No.
Thing is, then there's like Jerry West. I mean, the logo.
No.
Can he?
The logo.
The logo's not even in the top 5.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Gary Payton, someone to mention, but I really don't.
Yeah, I mean he's worth mentioning.
We can talk
Russell-
about Dave
Russell Westbrook,
Bing,
the
Lenny
CP3,
Wilkins.
or the three.
Digging deep here.
I say top 10, not top 5.
Okay, I can agree with that. I was thinking he was gonna be top 5.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
I
I
know
think
he's-
he's. I think he
Where
could
is
be
at, like, on
5.
the assist
Yeah.
list?
I think you can argue him as 5.
You could argue
Like, you got
5.
Magic,
But like, if he wins the title, or if he doesn't.
Isaiah. If he wins the title, even if he
Okay, so
doesn't,
he gets the
I
title.
don't think it matters. I think
Yeah, because I was pretty emphatic that I thought he was gonna be top 5 regardless.
the
but
thing is,
now
I
that
think he's
we're
only
kinda
going to be top 5 for like 5 years, because then we're gonna have like Luca, Harden, Kyrie,
No, Harden's not getting on
all
that.
these
Dame.
guys that are
Kyrie.
gonna like Dame.
Dame might, but he's got to win.
I mean,
too.
Curry's already above CP. Like, dude, Curry, what Curry did to CP in those playoffs,
Yeah, that's that to do. with
Warriors,
CP.
Clippers, like on the
I
side.
don't know why. I don't think of Curry as a point guard though. I think of him as a guard, as a two. Like I know he is
Fine,
point-
he's
a
the point.
guard.
Yeah,
He is a
yeah.
point guard, but
He's a
I
point
don't
guard.
think of him as a point guard.
It's point guard.
Okay, well,
Oh, and Anthony says John Stockton is not a top 5 point guard in my opinion. Which
I don't think so. You know, I agree
I
with you,
agree with that opinion.
Anthony. He's not, but I think he has. Like
The man just played forever.
he played forever. He's got the assist record. I think still right.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, he's
It's not even
that's one of
close,
those
right?
unbreakable
Yeah, it's-
records.
Yeah, like it's
Eh.
that kind of stuff where you're like, come on,
And steals, right? Most assists and most steals
Yeah.
all time, I think.
gotta give him his respect, man.
The man was a fiend.
He couldn't beat Jordan though. So, all right. Well, that feels like
Trey
feels like
Young
good-
will probably pass
Don't-
CP.
Come on, man. Well, that's
Ooh,
take my
Trey
jersey.
Young's gonna pass CP
Ooh,
before
He
the
might.
Raiders start.
better.
False. Fake
Honestly,
news. Fake news.
CP3. Who ends up with a better career, CP3 or Trey Young?
Trey Young, 100%. Let's go.
CP3.
CP3.
Ooh.
I'm with you, Titus.
Could be Trey. I mean,
It could be.
he's
Ah,
already
boo.
playing great.
He's already made a conference finals.
Yeah, you never know.
He already got you on that one.
He's only 22, right? So. All right. Well, that's it for us tonight. Join us next week to talk more NBA basketball. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Box Out Boys. Box
And
Out
soon
Boys 1.
TikTok.
And soon TikTok. Yes, right. I got to start uploading some videos to TikTok because No Dunks follows me on TikTok.
There's no Dunks follows Titus on
NBD.
TikTok.
Oh, nice.
They follow a lot of people. We'll talk offline. We'll get everything about it. Slide in those DMs. Watch us live on Twitch Wednesdays around 8 at the Box Out Boys on Twitch, and send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your questions and your comments for the rest of the finals. And as always, like, subscribe, and review wherever you're listening to this at now. We'd very much appreciate it. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, and Patrick, I'm Titus. Until next time, Box out.
Kill the audacities. Hit the stop button.
Stop it. How long do we go? Ooh, we went
We
long,
went almost
man.
an hour.
Hour.
there.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Holy crap.
It's
I
funny.
don't-
We always go longer when we have like fewer
Less to talk
topics.
about. Yeah. Because we know we have less, so we just kind of keep talking about something. We just don't cut it off. All right, hang on though, Pat. So
Pat.
or Adam, you want to walk them through how
Sure.
to
So
do it?
yeah. So Pat, when you export, have you ever exported out of Audacity before?
He's never
No.
used
Okay.
it before.
So if you go to File, after you stop hitting record.
Yeah, I stopped it.
Okay, cool. Then go to File, then go to Export,
Mm-hmm.
and then export as WAV file, so WAV,
Okay.
and then just name it like you can just put Patrick.
So
and-
24.
Yeah, I think we're 24 now. So Patrick 20. You can put like Patrick 24. That's fine.
Okay.
And then just save it to your desktop or wherever you want. It doesn't matter. Then hit save.
Okay.
And then here, actually, I'm going to save mine right now.
Then yeah, it exports
I'll
for
give you-
a few seconds.
Yeah, I'll just be a second or two. And then after that, I will send you the link to the
Google
Drive.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah,
just
it's
a quick
exporting
note
now.
on Audacity. Audacity may collect data necessary for law enforcement, litigation, and authorities,
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
according to new privacy notice.
great.
Cool. So I can use our last podcast for my lawsuit against Titus.
Hey, I have a possible issue here. I'm going to talk to you, Adam.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So it says warning. Recorded audio was lost at labeled locations. Possible causes. Other applications are competing with Audacity for processor time. You are saving directly to a slow external storage device. Turn off dropout detection.
what was the option? Here, share your screen real quick.
Let me try it. How do I do that here? Oh, share screen.
You're still streaming, by the way.
Yeah.
Is there anybody left in the
Still streaming.
Anybody still watching on Twitch? If you guys are watching on
it's
Twitch,
delayed. It says 2, but then it shows 4 users.
Wait. So you are saving directly?
is it because I have like too much saved on my?
Oh, this
computer?
is fun.
Do you have a lot on your computer?
I mean, I haven't deleted the files yet, so maybe that's what it is.
Other applications. Recorded audio was lost at the label location. Just hit OK,
Okay, and let's see what happens.
and then
Where?
which?
so go delete some of your other
Scroll
ones.
back. Yeah, I can do that, but let me see if there's any like labeled locations. I don't see. I
Wait.
mean,
Oh yeah, it says dropouts.
where do you see that? Oh, dropouts. There it is. Yeah.
I don't see anything.
That was weird.
Unless does that mean the whole thing?
I mean, I have the. That's what.
You know
that's
what? Can you zoom out?
Let me. Yeah.
Because you're like going like really
Yeah.
slow.
It looks like it's all
Oh,
there. Oh,
Yeah. There's
there's
two
1 and
dropouts.
2.
1 and 2.
can you zoom in on those? You highlight that area
Oh, okay.
and zoom in.
Oh,
Oh,
too far.
other way.
Uh-oh. We'll get there eventually.
Hey,
What happens if you hover over them? What is it? What do they say?
Hold on. Zoom in a little more.
Click it.
Click it.
I don't even think you're talking there.
No.
So that's fine. If it's 1 and 2, I don't care. It won't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, and those. Yeah, you're not really even talking.
Okay.
So
fair.
it's whatever. Even if it's between those 2 times.
it's a dropout. Just cut out whatever he was saying. It probably wasn't important.
No, no.
Hey Adam, I'm
Don't save the project.
Oh, that's right.
issue.
Export.
Anybody else getting like their storage is full thing on Gmail because they shared because of this?
No, can you stop sharing, Titus?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Hey, then.
There you go. No.
Storage is full on Gmail. Why would it be?
On the
Oh.
drive, you mean, Chris?
Yeah, because of these files, but I deleted a bunch of them. I'm still gonna.
But aren't you putting it to Adam's Box Up Boys one?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not running out of storage. I have 93% available.
Yeah.
Wow. How many gigs do you have?
Well, it's a G Suite. So let's see.
Ooh, G Suite.
Sweet G.
Sweet G.
I don't know. I think it might. I don't know. Maybe it's like 500 gigs. No,
Oh, well,
that's
that
too
would-
much.
I only have 15.
Maybe. I think it's like
Yeah.
30 or 40. I really don't know.
I've only got 15 too, but it's shared with us, so it shouldn't matter.
That's what I thought. I don't know.
Yeah. Because mine says 4.94.
Sorry, Patrick. I'll get you the link in just.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Can we add people to it?
Yeah, I can add them.
There you go.
Get it, Adam.
And Adam. Up and Adam. That's
Are you-
weird. Your nickname.
Here, Patrick, what is your? Wait, anyone on the internet with this link can view it. Here,
I put
Patrick,
it
what's your email?
I put it in the chat, Adam, the
Oh.
Zoom chat.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You can stop the recording too when you get a chance.
What recording?
The Zoom recording.
I can't until I stop the Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you can stop the recording, I think.
How? Oh wait, stop recording.
It's like you're recording nothing. Yeah, his email is in the
Oh, I got it. Here we go. So I'll save it here. Okay.
Chris's is up. Damn, yours goes so fast, Chris.
Okay, Patrick.
Just efficient.
If you go ahead and look at your email, you should see like an invite.
Yep, just got it.
Go ahead and accept it if you have to.
Mhm.
I don't really know what anyone sees when I invite them. I just hope it works. Tell me if
Yes.
you get to a page with that says a bunch of Bobs on it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah. Now you can upload to it.
You just drop it on the home or on the home screen, and then he makes a folder. And
Okay.
he organizes our lives for us.
Yes.
The
Nice.
Bob Army.
I got Chris's.
Yeah,
Alright,
that was
that's-
a long one.
Mine has 18 minutes left. It's going.
I did not keep track of the time, which is fine. But
It's cruising. I checked in. We were at like 40 something when Anthony asked this question, but it was a good question. So
yeah, good one.
seemed like a valuable.
I'm not sure if he's still watching or not, but reach out to him, Chris, and say, hey, get on for either game 2 or game 3.
On the pod?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to him about it. If
So
you're not
Pat-
here, I can't tell if you're here or not, Anthony. I really, it's weird. There's just 2 people, but whatever.
Well, if you're still watching, I guess
What'd you
we could-
think? What'd you think, Pat?
It was good. It was fun.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
We just like talking basketball.
Just don't start a competing podcast with your buddies.
I was talking to Anthony about it at the wedding I was at last week, and he said he had a blast. It was like, because it's just so different of a conversation. I feel like.
It's like it feels official. It's really weird because it's like we try to have the same stupid bar conversations we have, but they feel more. I don't know. They feel more official because we're just calling it a podcast. So
I mean, it's going on the record, right? It's
Yeah, it's like
it's
you're-
being broadcast.
you have
They're
takes.
out there forever.
Moscow,
Frenchman.
Adam.
Moscow, the French, and then I think should we let Adam know about?
So okay, I
I think we need to.
I thought that
yeah.
question was funny. You guys hated that question.
No, I thought it was good.
It was good. I
I was expecting a better reaction from you guys. We're just kind of like,
no. I
Well,
wasn't
the
gonna- I wasn't gonna
balloon has
spill
been
the beans.
deflated, so
Yeah.
we might as well.
"Ugh." You
Yeah,
guys
it's
are
kind
still
of-
just on a low on it.
No,
That's
it's all
kind
right.
of
We'll be
over.
back next week. We'll be back.
No, I won't. I'm
Fine.
never. I'm just.
I'll
gonna
be back
dip
No,
out.
Joey's done.
I'm dead
Joey-
inside.
Always done. Baskets be awesome is Caitlin.
Baskets. So for Pat, baskets be awesome. The person who asks us questions like every episode on Twitch is Chris's
Yeah.
wife,
I see.
and none of us knew. Well, Titus and I had no idea. And then on the 4th of July, she was a little
Caitlin had to
tipsy,
get it
and
off
she
her
decided
chest.
she had to get off her chest and tell us. And the one person that we thought tuned in on Twitch to watch us every week turned out to be in the
Well,
same
we thought
house
that we
as one
thought
of
it
the
was
people.
a person. We're like, oh, this person showed up the one week.
Right.
Like they show up every week. They ask us questions.
Like they randomly found us, and then they kept coming back for more, and it's not true. So the
That's a
whole life,
bummer.
it's all a lie.
all right.
Oh,
But-
why?
The
It's all a
audience,
lie.
the audience doesn't know that, so they think
Yeah.
there's someone out there
Yes.
who's a dedicated fan.
Even though we're still streaming.
Oh no,
We're still streaming.
Nice job, Chris. I told you
We
to stop
have
it.
dedicated fans.
I
That
didn't even hear you.
all-
I honestly did not hear you say that.
We
I
have
can stop
dedicated
it
fans.
now.
It's all a lie. It's not
all a
Chris's
lie.
wife.
No, but then I had to come clean with my juicy knowledge that for some reason No Dunks follows me on.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago they started following him.
that's pretty exciting.
Which
It
is
was-
like
That's what we said,
Weird.
right?
It was the most random shit. So hold on, I do have to explain this. I don't know how much I explained it on 4th of July. So all of a sudden I just noticed, like in my direct message, I literally have no followers on TikTok. I've never posted a video, nothing. I've followed No Dunks. I've occasionally liked some of their videos. All of a sudden I just see like in my chats, like it says say hi to No Dunks. And I didn't know what that meant. I was like, okay. And then I had another notification, some weird girl started following me or something. So I clicked on to see who it was, and I clicked on my followers, and I saw No Dunks is in there. I'm like, okay, No Dunks follows me, and then I checked. So I looked to see how many people they follow, and I was telling these guys they follow like 130 people, and so
Whoa.
yeah, I mean they follow a lot.
Oh, 130 is not that
that's
many.
not a
Well,
lot.
Hey guys,
That's
real
small.
quick, I got to get going. But
Okay,
go ahead
yeah.
and upload the files. Patrick, is your files going up?
Yeah, it's uploading. I think it's 8 minutes left.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Yeah, I'll mix it tonight and get it back out to you guys.
Thanks,
Awesome,
Adam.
thanks.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Adam.
Adam's
See
wife.
ya.
No problem. Yeah. See you later.
Amanda. See you, Amanda.
Amanda.
Bye, man.
Casper.
I don't even. Here, go ahead and wave.
We start with.
Okay. See you guys.
Yep.
All right,
everyone,
Better.
No, yeah. So then, because they have way more followers than people they follow, obviously. But I wanted to see, like, did they just follow a bunch of random people?
Right.
It kind of seems like they did, but it's also like it wasn't everybody. So I was kind of curious how I got the follow. So then I was telling these guys, like, I've been sitting on it for 2 weeks. It was more than, honestly, it was more than that. It was like a month. I was like, because I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, okay, obviously, if I tell these, because Joey's always telling us, like, shoot our shot with No Dunks and like whatever. So I'm like, okay, but I got to figure out some sort of content we can put out because if they follow me, they'll see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we could
Yeah.
potentially, whatever, get Trey or something on the podcast, something like that would be cool. But it's like, okay, well, how?
I mean, I shot my shot at Trey, and he
Yeah.
didn't. Nothing happened, which is fine.
So I was like,
That's
do I
not
just
the
start
stream.